Oh, hello, friendos. It is another banner edition. Speaking of banners, banner edition of YouSchoode with Shoot Nude. Shoot Nude Food. I only eat my food nude, and my name is Shoot. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for being a part of the program today. We try to be here every Wednesday at 4 o'clock, and of course every Friday at 7 o'clock for you. Do me a solid, and whether or not you contribute anything monetarily to the show, you can contribute by hitting the like button. Consider sharing all that stuff that people have been begging you to do, groveling for you to do on the internet all over these many years. That's always helpful. Not as helpful as 5 gifted memberships right off the jump.
I'm butt-sized.
Butt size to that, TJ Evans. Thank you so very, very much for keeping the membership train rolling. If you'd like to gift a membership, well, there you go. There's 5 of them. You get your whole back catalog. See this past week's episode of Solid Dudes. It was a humdinger. Somehow technical difficulties ended up being funny. So, yeah. And then here's a novel concept. Maybe if you're enjoying the content and you'd like to support the channel, you could renew that membership that you got for fucking free. Wow! It's similar than a decision that you would make on this weekend to climb to the top of the Empire State Building. I know, completely ridiculous, to say the least. All right, lots to get to today on the program. I've got some house cleaning to do around the show here, just a few. We got a big event coming up this weekend. Jurassic World Rebirth, Once Me Dead. I think we started the last show with Jurassic World Rebirth. You're all going to go see it. You're going to breathe through your mouths. You're going to not blink and have your eyes water up. And they're going to continue cranking out these horrific fucking movies. Spectacles, I guess is the way I would call it. Just the way the world turns. We're not going to get better until we ask and demand for better. I mean, there's endless conversation online about The Last of Us Season 2, which is, the game was an abomination, and they made a show about an abomination, and then somehow made it even worse. And it's just nonstop content, nonstop video reviews, nonstop people screaming at each other back and forth. Nobody talks about Mobland. Nobody will fucking say one word about the best show on television right now, except, I don't know, a couple of very select high-thinking individuals such as myself. So until we demand better, we will continue to get what we are being shoveled, and that is those bricks made of bug guts like they gave out in Snowpiercer, which is a movie that ages well, by the way. If you haven't checked out Snowpiercer recently, it holds up. The end is a little bleak, but worth your time to say the least. A couple of things. One, it's never been easier. Thank you, TJ Evans, for the 5 gifted memberships. Super chats are very light on YouSchoode, so these go a long way. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you very much. And look at you with your little fucking green multivitamin pin to the top of the chat there. Look at you. Take a screen cap of that. Spread it around. it's never been easier to be like a dyslexic asshole such as myself. Spell check, of course, has been readily available for years, but now you can run shit through the AI. You know, you can type it into AI, or you can even type in bullet points into AI, and they'll write a description for you for an Instagram post or a podcast. This is all very easy stuff, menial stuff. But if you're really, really dumb, like if you struggle with your day-to-day life, the AI, you know, it's going to kill us all. Of course, it's going to take over all of our jobs. I love Eli. This is something that I can't get past. I will bury you underground, Eli. Eli Musk. I love that Elon Musk's two gigantic campaigns in this world are to have us have more babies, that the population decline will end civilization. And at the same time, he is the tip of the motherfucking spear, engineering the thing that is ultimately going to replace humanity. So I don't purport to ever be an intellectual equal to his in any way, shape, or form. If he spent 10 minutes watching wrestling, he'd be better at knowing what goes on with wrestling than I have from watching it for 46 years. But that being said, I don't really understand that part of it. Like we are going to engineer our own conquerors, and he's at the forefront of that. I don't know that that's arguable. So when you look at AI, like it's a mixed bag. Like it's fun making these goofy pictures, and I'm watching the same videos you guys are, where you're like, holy shit, I don't know the difference between reality and actual things caught on videotape any longer. But until we get to the point where the robots decide they don't need us, which I'm assuming it's happened. I was really looking forward to be dead when that happens. I mean, with the life choices that I've made, the alcoholism and the fucking hypertension and the stress and the depression, like it's going to take me out well before I have to worry about being fucking turned into robot food. But no, it's going to happen most likely while we're here. So until that happens, though, we might as well have some fun. And one of the ways you can have fun is you can actually spell and type like a human being, or at least you can pretend like you do after having AI edit your shit. Starlink and SpaceX are the top most important. Who gives a fuck, Iraq? Who gives a fuck? I'm not attacking Elon Musk. He's giving us things that we can use now before we're destroyed. Hava Nagila. Let the band play on. We're going down into the briny deep. Yes, let's sit here and make sure that we rally around Elon Musk. He doesn't have enough people defending him. Jesus Christ. Let's take a look at what my prime example here is. This is a description for today's episode of the Chaddukes Show. This is an episode that I put together. I invited our primary sponsor and provider of the beer that we're releasing this Saturday out. I invited all the Pacifico pals out to be a part of it. They all told me to fuck myself. I made sure Biker Sean was coming out, who is a very capable host. Came up with a bunch of topics. You know, I prepared. And, you know, we had a beautiful studio that's been built for us. The aforementioned Eric Nagel helped us out with that. Josh Roca helped us out with that. The point being is that a lot of people just sit here on YouTube and speak and scream into the void, and sometimes that does well for them, and sometimes it doesn't. But that's not what I do. I do that sometimes. I do that as a gas. But mostly I host a podcast that should be a radio show. Like I want to host a radio show. I don't have any love for podcasts. I don't have any love for YouTube streaming. It is what it is. Ironically, I find it not as intimate as talk radio. So when I set my shit up and I charge for it, I provide with you what I think the best product is, and that is a talk radio product. So I have to control everything. I have to control almost every aspect of the show, or it'll get fucked up. And to be honest with you, I'm not that organized. And three days out of 4, I write the description for the episode that goes up for our subscribers, the people that pay my rent. You 31 people, that's not embarrassing at all, that are watching this live. I appreciate you, and I thank you for being here. But unless you're subscribed to my show, you don't mean shit. No disrespect. I don't mean any offense. Those are the people that mean shit. So I want to do a good job for them. So there's one day out of the week that Jester writes the description for the show. That's my producer, Jim Jester. And this is the description that he wrote for today's episode of the Chad Duke Show. I posted this in the super secret supporter chat for our program, and I asked, if you didn't know the age of the person crafting this episode description, what would be your best guess? And here is what was written by Jim to let my subscribers know, my paying customers know, what was in store for them today. YouSchoode, that's me, is joined by Wesley the Barber, Charlie Bruce, Biker Sean, and Jim Daddy for your Wednesday episode. He's obsessed with saying your Wednesday episode. I don't know where that comes from. Doesn't feel like it fits to me. With Christmas in June only a few weeks away, we draw names for the Secret Santa gift exchange. 2 spaces. There is a social media grievance to clear up from someone sitting at table, and there are many questions surrounding Anthony's story from this past weekend. It's a run-on sentence. Sitting at table, of course, is a typo. There are 2 different topics being covered here in this run-on sentence. Neither one of them seems all that interesting. Like, there are no details. The story about Anthony's weekend, for those of you that don't subscribe to my show, is about 50-year-old men going at 2 o'clock in the morning, clubbing, going back to a pervert's house, a sex dungeon, non-consensual sex. There's all types of fucking chicanery going on. The little blurb is supposed to, of course, entice people to click play. I don't think this does that. So there is a social media grievance. There are questions. There are limited edition Pringles in studio to try. And a question about some old Rodcast episodes that were sent to Dukes. None of this sounds interesting. Grammatically, it sounds like a 9-year-old wrote it, and none of it makes you want to listen to the episode. Now, maybe you come to me and say, Dukes, your episodes are shit. Who cares? Who cares what this looks like? Nobody reads these descriptions anyway. Okay, maybe you're right. But holy shit, it's never been easier to be a stupid, inept, skillless person, and I would put myself lovingly in that category. I can make a thumbnail on YouTube. I can edit a video. There's things that I have no ability to do, nor should I, but there's infinite amounts of YouTube trainage and infinite fucking free resources where you can cover up how stupid you are on a daily basis. And it's incredibly frustrating to see this represent my brand. And no, I can blame Jim all I want, but it's all my fault. It's my fault. I've put him in a position that he should not be in. And that's why you get this. And that's why anybody that would look at that as a potential customer would say, why in the fuck would I pay money for this? There's better free shit online. I go listen to Joe Rogan and Aaron Rodgers for 3 fucking hours for free rather than pay money for there are limited edition Pringles in the studio. And of course, at the end of the day, you can just shoot a text message to me and say, Dukes, will you write a description? Or Dukes, what would you like featured? Because I can't handle it. Oh, boy. Tom G, thank you so much for the Orange Boy 1999 Super Chat. Just finished the latest episode of Mobland. I could have watched 5 more hours. The last episode of Mobland, I can't believe, is not the season finale. I absolutely am flummoxed and flabbergasted that there is more shit that they are going to do before the end of this season. It is indescribably packed, this fucking show. Every time an episode of Mobland ends, I think this could be the season finale. That is the gravitas. This is a fucking cliffhanger that would be worthy of just ending the season right now and reconvening in 4 years, however long it takes you to record a series of television these days. It feels like we're getting close to half a decade. And of course, I created this via AI. Every episode of Mobland, this is what it is. It's nincompoops fucking over Tom Hardy, fucking up and begging Tom Hardy to fix it, fucking up in front of Tom Hardy. His agent should be commended. If I'm Tom Hardy Tom Hardy's been in some bad stuff. Like, if you look at his IMDb, it don't read like Daniel Day-Lewis's. He's been great. I liked him as Bane. That was the weakest Batman. He's fantastic in Inception. Warrior, wonderful in that movie. I mean, he's great. Tom Hardy's fabulous. He's one of my favorite actors. But he's been in some absolute dog shit. He's been in some really bad, slow TV shows. This is not that. This show has an all-star cast of people you've heard of, and then also just incredible actors. There's really strong acting in this show, basically across the board. Whether it's Pierce Brosnan and Helen Mirren, or it's a bunch of people that you've never fucking heard of. Everybody in this show is really good. The snitches, the gangsters, the cops. But there's one thing they all have in common is they're all fucking morons. They're either hysterical psychopaths or they're belligerent fucking immature nudniks. The kids, the young people, all of them are completely out of their minds. And it's just Tom Hardy having to deal with it each and every episode. And I really can't even go into details about how much I love the performance that he turned in. The other side of that coin is Tuesday's episode of the Chaddukes Show, which if you don't subscribe, I don't blame you. My ex-producer, Young Gigantor, thank you, Tom G, for the orange boy. You're a good man. Revealed to us that this is how he likes to prepare his cauliflower crust pizza. When he pops a cauliflower crust pizza into the oven, this is the type that he likes. Charred on the top. Those appear to be tumors. This is a margarita style thin crust cauliflower pizza. Now, before we get into it, I want to be very honest. I said this then, I will say it now. I am a proponent of the cauliflower pizza. I consider myself a bit of a pizza pie expert. I am the leader of the Virginia Pizza Crusade. I have tried more Virginia pizza than most humans ever have. Pizza, of course, has been my favorite food. I've been a victim of it my whole life. I've murdered many pizzas myself, trying to assemble them together. The cauliflower pizza is not meant as a replacement for pizza. It's meant as some sort of an opiate masker for a heroin addict. What was the one that Artie Lang used when he was on heroin? He was constantly popping some sort of a drug that helped him get off. Subutex. The word Subutex was mentioned on mid-2000 Howard Stern more than Robin Quivers was. It's just constant. Artie Lang is on Subutex. But he would take that as an effort to stave off the addiction to heroin. I believe it blocked the endorphin uptake. I don't know. I don't know the correct terminology. He couldn't get high. He couldn't get high from heroin. And if you're a fat person, pizza is your heroin. And the cauliflower crust pizza, while certainly not like eating, a bag full of baby carrots, drinking a mineral water, and going to sleep, which is probably nothing actually. Having 2 glasses of tap coconut milk and then going to bed is probably what you should be doing. It's the only thing I think we're allowed left in this life of ours. Coconut milk, I take that back. Way too sugary. Coconut water. That's 2 cups of coconut water to bed. What a day. Let's count those sheep. And just hopefully grim death finds us in the middle of the night. Cauliflower crust pizza, if you're a fat person like myself, can stop you from ordering a pizza, right? Stick one of those in the oven, eat the whole thing. It's about 700 calories. That's not ideal, but it's certainly better than ordering from pick your poison, Buen Appetito, and smashing a whole pizza yourself. So I'm not necessarily anti cauliflower pizza. I think it has its place. There is no place for this. This is disgusting. Now, the point that I will capitulate to is that cauliflower crust pizza needs to be burnt a little bit, needs to be charred a little bit. This looks like motor oil was drizzled on top of this bad boy like some sort of a fucking perverted pesto. And tomatoes, I don't know. I don't make the fucking rules. Like, I see the meme now all the time where there's the guy that hates tomatoes, thinks they're disgusting, but loves marinara sauce, loves tomato sauce. That's me. That's me. That's everybody. Tomatoes are disgusting. They're a watery disaster. They make everything that they touch squishy. They make everything that they touch watery. And at best, they taste like clean dirt. At best. Now, when you turn them into other things, they are fantastic. I think onion can probably be put into that category, but I would rather have onion on something than tomato. So the fact that this fucking portly bastard thought that he was going to be extra healthy and get tomato as the topping to go along with this fucking hubcap abortion is troubling, to say the least. And I saw this and I said, you really must hate yourself. I mean, you really must in some way, shape, or form deep down in the cockles of your heart not think that you're worth that much. Because if this is what supper is to be, how can you possibly have any respect for yourself? And we went back and forth about that. But it's an odd line for me to walk, Johnny Cash, because I am of the mind when that cauliflower pizza has a place in this world, even for the portly. This just isn't it. All right, it's a big weekend coming up here. We'll get to everything. I have all types of shit that we have to get to today, including some fantastic people in boats just really doing themselves harm. They're bringing back the fuck was it called? They're bringing back home ec. And now they're calling it Adulting 101 because in 2025, you have to give an incredibly annoying, childish name to everything. It can't be called home ec anymore. It's got to have a cheesy hashtag-like name. But I actually think it's a pretty good thing. And there's some Bill Belichick stuff that I'm going to have to get to. But the most important thing that I could possibly bring up today is it's Saturday. We won't be eating that. We'll be drinking this. Atlantico Amigos is canned. It is cold. It is in the fucking kegs. And it is ready to go. Had it again last night. Fantastic Mexican lager you will enjoy if you come out this Saturday to Fairwinds. We do have a lineup and an itinerary in case you are curious about how this whole thing is going to go down. You can get the beer. You can buy your cases if you want. You can fill your growlers. You can do all that shit. 1 o'clock, chaddukesshow representation starts up. We'll have Revelation 3 on CD for sale. We'll have the Pacifico Pals mugs. And we'll have our brand new chaddukesshow hats. They turned out fantastically. That's at 1. And then at 2 o'clock, live broadcast. So basically what this means is you can hang out until they close afterwards. You could turn this into an all-day affair. But if you're like me and you like to have a civilized, reasonable evening, you can still have that. You want to take your broad out? You want to take your fat husband out? You guys can go out to supper after this. Like, if you want to take it easy, like, if you have the ability to go to one of these events, have a couple of beers, and then just say, hey, man, this has been great. Nice to see you guys love the show, then take off. You're going to have a normal weekend. If you're a terrible, terrible addict like I am, you can also turn this into what it's going to turn into, where it is an epic day drinking binge festival. And let me tell you something. This beer that Charlie has put together is quaffable. It goes down, dare I say it, a little too easily. So any way you want to take this, please don't puke in the brewery. Please don't slip and fall in the brewery. Please don't do any of the dumb shit that normies do. Don't bring your fucking kids. Don't bring your fucking cats. I'm fine with the dogs. I'm fine with that, but that's my own personal preference. But yeah, it's here. It's a couple of days. What is it? Is it fucking Wednesday? I got to go record Fortress Film Society. About as many people watch this as listen to that, so it'll be fucking great. Yeah, it's already Wednesday, so we'll be there in two days. I'm actually headed out there tomorrow to do the walkthrough, make sure the stage is good to go. And we're going to be giving away all types of fun stuff too: the signed barrels, the cheese balls, and the graded encased Pacifico Pals cards. We got all types of stuff to give away. The one big event of the Chad Duke Show year That is Saturday. Free to get in. Hope to see you out there. Fair Winds Brewing. Please to be enjoying. Should be a good one. And if it's not, don't worry. I'm never doing anything ever again. I'm going to be down here in the basement until I fucking die. Oh, boy. All right. Where do we start? Where do we start, indeed? Well, saw a lot of coverage of this event this week. As someone that is injured and was injured and had a deck collapse from underneath me and was hanging on and screaming and yelling and thought I was going to die and then wrenching my shoulder, which I don't think is ever going to be right. Again, this is about all I can do with this shoulder. Everything else is off. I mean, it affects just about everything that happens in my life now. It's a huge bummer, considering to the MRI surgery route, but I've been told the shoulder surgery is the worst of it all. So when I see a story like this, I feel way differently about it than I would have in my mid to late 20s or even early 30s. And that is the dumb motherfuckers in England that decide that the best way for them to spend their weekend is to roll a wheel of cheese down a hill and then tumble down the hill trying to grab the big wheel of cheese before they snap or break their necks. A couple of details. I'm sure you saw some of the clips that were buzzing around the internet the past couple of days, but this is the cheese rolling on Cooper's Hill in Broxworth near Gloucester. Had to put 2 barrels in off the coast of Gloucester. 2 barrels. Where I guess they tried to catch a wheel of double Gloucester cheese speeding down a hill at 70 miles per hour. It has been a tradition for 150 years. This is a 180-meter hill. Not have any idea what that means. With a 1 to 2 gradient. Don't know what that means either. Few contestants manage to stay on their feet and they go tumbling down the hillside. So they do a women's and a men's version of this. No word whether or not the transsexual community has attempted to ruin this the way they are attempting to ruin other sports, but good luck. Good luck with your ruining of sports. I hope it goes real well for you. And this is from, let's take a look. It's in a book, Reading Rainbow. This is the 2025 contest. Okay, so this is this year's contest. This is quite an event. I can't say that I wouldn't want to watch this live, but being as fucked up as I have been from one little fall, I can't even imagine thinking that this is a good idea.
Can I just ask you, mate, what's your name, sorry?
Lewis Alexander Robertson.
Lewis, have you got any tactics?
So, run. Everyone's on their bum at first. I've watched all the videos. Everyone's on their bum, and you know they're so scared at the top. That's where they go wrong. Yes, that is your moment to strike. There and then. You know, at the right top where everyone's at the most scared. That's when you need to strike. So, hey, distance is key.
That appeared to be a missile silo of Stella Artois. The seating accommodations for this are absolutely atrocious. I mean, we are one raccoon away. If you see one possum, they will stampede these limey assholes and they will stomp each other to death. I mean, part of me loves this because for me, this looks like we're such a pussy fucking world now. I don't want to speak for the whole world. I'll speak for America. We've become such giant pussies. We won't let our kids play tackle football. Nobody can smoke a fucking cigarette. You can't say a woman's attractive. Like, this harkens back to better days, man, where I can open up a Sports Illustrated for kids and there's a Joe Camel. There's a Joe Camel fucking page-length ad right in the middle of it. That's what I want. I want the ability to maim myself if I like. I'm not going to do it. I'm smarter than these dummies, but I want the ability and the option to do it. So part of this, where are these people going to shit? Where are they going to piss? It always fucking, as somebody that likes to have a lot of diarrhea, I look at people that are waiting for the ball to drop in the middle of Manhattan, and I say, where are you shitting? Where are you going to go to do that? Is there a bar that's going to let you go in there and do that? Are there Don's Johns? I was talking to Ant-Man and to Ted about when they went down for the big parade for Endymion down in Nolans and the Big Easy, and he said you had to pay $20 to go into a bathroom in a restaurant and take a dump. Like, I would need to know that way ahead of time before we even began the discussion about me throwing myself down a hill.
I just want to roll down and hopefully not break anything. Yeah.
Have you done any training? Do you have any tactics?
Not at all. I did some jiu-jitsu my early days, but I don't think it will.
What is the word that he just said? I thought he was trying to say that he looked it up on YouTube. Is he saying jujitsu?
Training? Do you have any tactics?
Not at all. I did some jiu-jitsu
Is that
my early days,
jujitsu?
but I don't think it will help me at all. Yeah.
Hey, I want to be early. I want to get down and I want to be fast this year.
Have you done any training in the last year?
I tried to roll, but I think it will be hard to try to actually roll yourself if you go down.
Well said.
Absolutely.
Last year I did the roll.
Interesting. Where did you come and what have you learned?
Oh, dead last. Stay on your feet. If you fall, tuck and roll.
And where are you from?
Bordeaux, France, French.
Welcome to Cheese Rolling. Why are you here?
It's my third day here. So the first time I finish first five.
First five.
So today I finish first. I pray for that.
It's dry a lot this year.
I'm making fun of them, and they can clearly speak way more of their language than I can speak of their language. Do you think this completely jacked fucking tiny nippled Adonis is going to win the contest? Do you think all these doughy, bad tattooed misanthropes, all these incels that I don't even know, like, it doesn't seem like there's an enormous amount of masculinity surrounding this. My bet is this guy's going to grab the wheel of cheese and then hold it over his head as he's having unprotected coitus with this girl and all of her friends. That's just I haven't seen this all the way through, and I'd be surprised if they put that up on YouTube, but that's just my guess.
You heard?
Yeah, it's a lot drier. I'm still gonna do the safe strategy though.
You're rolling down?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a badass. You're the true badass.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah, thank
See
you.
you. Hopefully to see you back again at the bottom alive.
Yeah, thank
Well
you.
said.
Good luck, guys. Good luck.
Are these crash test dummies? Europeans, man, they're so fucking weird. Like, everything's just 5 degrees off. Like, this shtick isn't terrible, but crash test dummies do not wear flesh-colored, like their plastic skin isn't flesh-colored, right? Isn't it bone white? Does anybody remember the crash test dummies cartoon that there was? I'm positive, right? Not the band, but the one where they would actually make crash test dummies about, and they were for PSAs, right? To buckle your seatbelt. And then the crash test dummy would like be speaking to another crash test dummy as they're smashing a fucking car into the side of a goddamn warehouse. Yeah, here it is. Incredible Crash Test Dummies 1993 Kids Special. So it wasn't like I thought it was like a 30-minute cartoon. I know there were toys for it. I know that we definitely own some toys. All right, let's take a look. Oh my God, this video has tracking. This video has tracking. I miss tracking so much. I don't know why dialing in a videotape was so satisfying, but it was. All right, Incredible Crash Test Dummies, Crash Dummies, 1993 Fox Special. Am I gonna get a strike for playing this? So like statute of limitations? Let's see if we can find where it starts. Oh, federal law provides serious criminal. If they only knew that YouTube was going to be here, right? If they only fucking knew. Is the FBI going to come after me for showing you this? Does that shit still apply?
When there's no hope inside, crash, crash dummies will make things right. Slick and spin, glad you could drop in. The best man for the job is a dummy.
Hell yeah.
Crash,
I definitely need to get that drop from my show. The best man for the job is a dummy. And I'll just play that every time I read one of the descriptions for my podcast.
Nice sign. That looks good to me. All right, spare tire, climb in the president's limo, and we'll make sure it passes the final test before we hand it over to the White House.
Gee,
Ooh.
Bull, this is exciting. Just think, the president will ride right here. I sure hope it passes.
Would you even be allowed to mention that a president exists in 2025 in a cartoon like this? Hasn't the office of the presidency become so fucking divisive that they probably would stay away from that topic? This isn't what I remember. Is this computer animation? This is 1993. Like, what does this look like to you? I thought there was a 30-minute cartoon that would come on Saturday mornings that was called Crash Test Dummies. I know there. All right, let me see if I can find them. Crash Test Dummies action figure. I remember there was like some pushback against them because they thought it encouraged kids to wreck cars or some shit. I don't even remember what it was. It wasn't as bad as when Michelangelo, they basically wouldn't allow Michelangelo to have nunchucks anymore in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoon. Or if you go back and watch, I think it's the second one, Secret of the Ooze, which everybody thinks is good because of the Vanilla Ice rap and because Kevin Nash is in it. It is fucking horrible. And one of the reasons is I don't think Michelangelo has nunchucks, and Leonardo is not allowed to pull his fucking swords out in that whole movie. All right, here we go. New sealed 1991 Tycho Incredible Crash Dummies action figure lot. So this is 2 years before that horrible cartoon we just saw. Yeah, these aren't what I remember either. The Crash Test Dummies that I remember having were not bendable. They had a button in the middle of the chest, and you could push the button, and they would explode. Their arms and legs and shit would shoot out everywhere. And they were. This is not it. This is not it, as the kids would say. All right, let's take a look. It's in a book, Reading Rainbow. There's a bunch of options here, but yeah, maybe I'm misremembering. This could be it. What is it called? No, there it is. Got it. I thought it was a Mandela effect. That Mandela effect for, what is it, the Berenstein Bears? That's the one that always makes me think it's all a bunch of shit. Like, there's Mandela effects that I know for sure I'm remembering the right way, and somebody's just trying to gaslight the shit out of me. Yeah, this is it. This is the one I remember. Because if you look, the whole thing, bot buster weapon, you can actually blow this motherfucker up, and he will be in pieces all over the place. Bot buster. Yep, there it is right there. There's the button in the middle of the chest. Thank you. Dukes will never lie to you. I don't know what this website is, but it looks like, oh, here's another one. This must be the bad guy. Piston Head. I get steamed up. Are there any other ones? That looks like it's about it. Yeah, there was a whole Crash Test Dummy subculture out there. So anyway, back to the annoying Brits or the frogs or whoever this is that's dressed up like this. Crash Test Dummies did not wear flesh-colored uniforms. And that was my only point when you see these weirdos walking up the hill. It's like they were close to having some good shtick going on, but it's just a little off. Just a little bit off.
Good luck, guys.
Sunset.
There they go. There's the dreamy guy up front. Jesus Christ. Look at the guy in the green. Look how far up motherfuckers are. At some point, you got to realize, like, how terrifying do you think, if you're not this dude, right? If you're not Johnny fucking Hero that looks like Adam Edge Copeland, like if you're those two jokers in the upper right in the sweatshirts, or you're the guy in the green, you realize, oh my God, I'm going to get completely fucked up if I do this. Does being in shape, do you think, I mean, being in shape helps with everything, right? Like being in shape helps with absolutely every aspect of your life. Does it help you not get injured for shit like this? Like if your muscle mass if your wind is up, like I can run a 9-minute mile. I can bench press 225. Does that help you not get fucked up doing stuff like this? Where's the triage unit? This is my favorite part. This is like when a horse falls during the Preakness and they got to put the tent up because they're going to go out there and blow the horse's brains out all over the track. I can only assume that's what's going on here. People must lose their pants. People must lose their shoes, their shirts. And it's real. They do women and men separate. Can you imagine if they did them together? What a terrible fucking concept. We covered the tomato fight in Spain. There's a giant tomato fight every year where they just dump trucks full of tomatoes out into the middle of the street and everybody goes batshit crazy, slinging the slop at each other. That seems like, you know, going to the Louvre compared to chasing the cheese wheel.
Back to back. Turn around. All the people came here, wanted to take my title, but this is it.
Look at that nipples.
Back to back.
I think that's why I'm such a fan of Cesaro, the wrestler, Claudio Castiglione or whatever his name is. Like, he's a completely yoked dude and is in really good shape, but he's got giant fat guy nipples. Like, you shouldn't be allowed to have the genetics to be this yoked and have tiny nipples. I just feel like let's spread it around a little bit. It's what I like to call it was Scarlett Johansson. Now it's Sydney Sweeney. It's like, instead of, who's the girl that Paul Skeens dates? The LSU gymnast. I always forget. Livy Dunn, right? Like, I mean, I don't want to be cruel, but I was watching, what is that show? Last of Us. And I'm like, Livy Dunn's out there looking the way that she looks. We couldn't take, 30% of what she is and spread that around to a bunch of other people and make them at least presentable. I won't say which character on The Last of Us that I was thinking about or looking at when I thought that, because it would be inappropriate. But like, we can't take 30%. I mean, if 60% of what this woman is, she's still doing all right. Like, I don't know if she's married to Paul Skeens, but I don't know if she's a millionaire by the time she leaves LSU gymnastics, but she's probably never paying for a drink in her life. She's probably going to meet a fella that can at least buy a condo, 3 hots and a cot. Maybe she gets a preferential treatment and smashes through that glass ceiling and whatever her preferred profession is. But come on, is this fair? In what world is this fair? That this is all one person gets all that. And then I'm not saying this dude's as good looking as Livy Dunn, but he's completely yoked. He's got all of his hair. Granted, it appears to be at least a bit wet-brained. But how about we get the big nips? Huh? How about we get some manhole covers on there? Let's get the Fez Whatleys on there so he doesn't just get to walk around. And then maybe we could take, I don't know, somebody with fucking horrific nipples like myself, and I get a third of those shaved off. Just give me a third, just so people think I'm a human being. I would just like to be able to be considered a human being if I'm walking around at a pool or a lake or a water slide. You know me, guys. I like to hang out at the top of water slides. That's where I like to cool my heels.
Head up. What's your last name? Kopke.
Kopke.
K-O-P-K-E.
Look at his side.
Let's go!
Do you get to eat the cheese?
Everybody's nervous. Nobody knows what they're expecting. Most of the guys up there do it for their first time, so it's amazing. That's what we all come back for. Those moments up there.
Oh my God. How many of them do they have to drag off the fucking mountain? How many of them are going straight to what's the healthcare situation like over in the United Kingdom? Do they have universal healthcare? Are we okay with picking up the bill for this shit? I don't want to get into a political debate, but if I live in a country where we're all footing the bill for each other's medical care, and I see these fucking troglodytes schlepping down a hill to their own demise, like, how about you go ahead and shave a couple of pounds off of my taxes there, Pierre? Fuck me. Cheerio. Let's do it again. Oh, they're doing the wave. Oh. My hope is that when you get up to see St. Peter, I mean, if you're a murderer, if you're a rapist, if you're a pedophile, like, you know, there's a couple of big ones. You're like, all right, straight down to hell. Little boy, it's time for you to pay. You're going down there. You're going to hang out in the embers for a few thousand years, and we'll come up with a solution here. I'm hoping that's the way that it works. But another way where I hope you get the fast pass, like there's a chute that just opens up, is there's footage of you from every sporting event you ever went to. And if you did the wave more than 15% of the time at every sporting event that you attended, you go straight to hell. You go straight to hell. There's nothing that lets the world know you're a mouth-breathing idiot that can't focus for longer than 30 seconds on anything other than themselves more than the wave. I won't even get to how fucking disrespectful it is to the people that are out there competing on the field. I'm all for having fun, having a few drinks, eating a big hot dog, covering yourself in peanut dust. I don't like leaving a spring training game until I am a walking fucking death bomb to any kid with a peanut allergy. I like about 4 inches of peanut dust. I look like I'm wearing a ghillie suit when I leave a baseball game. I've eaten so many peanuts. But man, I'll tell you what, I've been at Monday Night Raw, and I see these guys doing backflips and risking their lives and limbs and paralysis and all types of shit. And then all the rednecks are in the crowd doing the wave or batting around a beach ball. And I'm like, just stay home. Just please stay home. We already have a reputation. It's so horrible. It's so self-loathing being a wrestling fan and seeing the way that other professional wrestling fans act. Wonder if anyone has died doing this. The wave? I'm not going to say I wish, but...
Someone broke their leg.
There they all go. I mean, there's more influencers there than people, than crowd members. Who's that guy?
Here you go.
Is this like the heavyweights? Like, how is this? This group looks like it's a bunch of fucking... There's some yoke dogs here. My man in the black shirt is ready to fucking go. He's done 3 key bumps. He's down the K-hole. He stayed up all night, huffing glass and snorting gas station dick pills. I mean, ain't nobody going to stop him. There's a broad right in the middle here. I assume she's just rolling the cheese, right? Okay, so these are all spectators behind them. This isn't as big a mob as you think. Is the guy in the dinosaur costume up here to the left, is he a part of this? All right, we'll have to see. There's a lot of questions I have about this round. Watch this dude. Watch this dude. Oh! Holy shit. So there's 2 types of people that do this shit. There's people that do it just to say they did it and not kill themselves. And then there's the motherfuckers that want to win. Yeah, I know it was chasing the cheese wheel, Nathan. I was trying to make a yolk. You've heard of a yolk, right? They're inside of eggs. Full contact. Oh. Somebody else got fucked up.
Oh, interesting.
Oh boy. boy. We have the heavy set pink dyed hair lady. I certainly want my life in her hands.
Really? Oh, interesting.
Let me ask you guys a question. You know, I don't like to get political on this show, but do you think there are words that the heavyset pink dyed hair lady finds problematic that are used when describing this event? I would have to guess that's the case.
Yeah. Is it really? Oh, interesting.
You got to be lean to win this.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, oh, I can't believe it. I really can't. It's just amazing.
The thing with English people, though, and I assume this guy's English or pikey or something, is that guy could be 27 or he could be 52. I got no fucking idea. English people just look like they're from another time. And they age in a bizarre fashion. They age where I have no ability to tell. That guy could be 52 years old. There don't appear to be many fatties winning this, though. It does appear like being in some semblance of shape helps you snag the cheese, ironically. And I want to know if there's actually cheese in that wheel and what happens to it. That's my most pressing issue. And can I buy it and consume it? Edard Smielkowski, I think I nailed it. $5 super chat. Thank you, bud. We do accept super chats on this channel. Just got my CD in. Thanks for signing it, Dukes. Well, if I signed it, that means you got price gouged. So thank you, Edard, for going above and beyond to support the program. Much appreciate you, and thank you for being here today. If I could trouble you to hit the like button, that's all that I ask. And when it comes to super chat,
I get butt-sized.
thank you, Edard. You know we like to keep them fangs rolling in, as Jay Nasty would say, THANGS.
I can't believe you're back. How have you been training for the last year?
I'm just pretty active. I like doing
She's
sports.
American.
I just biked 176 kilometers yesterday around
Jesus.
Geneva. So I like being healthy and active.
This isn't healthy. This is active. I'll give you that. You like being healthy and active, so you're going to throw your fucking cadaver down this goddamn 45-degree angle. Does that say NC State? Is she a wolf packer? We Americans dominate everything.
All set to go. Are you feeling a little bit nervous, perhaps?
Not really nervous, pretty chill. I currently have 2 keys roll wins and then the record.
Oh, they got to run up. Fuck running up the hill. I would rather run down the hill than up the hill. Can you imagine running all the way up that hill? Holy shit. That seems way more terrifying to me. There's no way my lungs could handle that.
Keys roll wins and then the record.
You just keep on going because we need to move.
Oh shit. Oh, it's the broads. That's your bun right there. What in the fuck? Holy shit, I don't think she's winning this time.
Okay.
Holy shit. Was that not 1,000 times more brutal than the dudes? I would think that because the women are lighter, it wouldn't be as devastating, but I was incorrect. Look how many times she fucking tumbles. There goes the shoe. She gone. That might have to be a clip for Solid Dudes. That might have to be a clip.
Okay.
Remind me to make that a clip for Solid Dudes. Is that a Link shirt? Refugee Community Kitchen. It's a hell of a way to make a political statement, honey.
What's your name?
Refugee Community Kitchen.
No, your name. Ava what?
Yeah, I was a bit worried. You were on the floor for a good 10 seconds afterwards, just catching your breath. Yeah, I was worried something was
How
wrong.
old
But
is
you
she?
got there. You're all right. How does it feel?
I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
What does it feel like
Celebrating.
when you're coming down? What does that feel like? Can you talk me through it?
It felt quite long. Like I hit my head, and then I was like, "Oh, here we go."
I mean, it's 100% you get a concussion, right? There's no avoiding it. It's not if, and, or but. It's 100%. I remember Joe Rogan talking about sparring and boxing and like how much more dangerous it is because you get those many concussions because you're wearing the padding. You got the padding on the gloves, but your brain is still moving around. There's no fucking way you can fall down a hill like that and not get at least one. And then I think all you need is one to have a chance to have CTE. I don't know how concussions work. Can you like get 3 or 4 concussions in one prolonged action? Because if that is the case, all of them have that. Yo, big ups to these hoes, man. Like that seems way more brutal. The dudes seemed to be able to stay up on their feet for longer than the women have, at least during that roll. Just one more time, just for me.
If you just keep on going because we need to move.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 20, 26. I counted 26 revolutions. Whoo! Oh my goodness gracious.
What does that feel like? Can you talk me through? Got the cheese. That's
Back there, I blanked it. It just felt like a lot of impact, a lot of.
And so you have to run up and then run down and then roll down. I don't know why I thought it'd be something else. Oh, Lord. Jesus Christ. Oh, did the cheese hit the camera? Oh, it's the falling on top of other people, too, with the elbows and the knees. There's my man, the T-Rex. I mean, that dude's built like us.
Russia, Siberia. Not far from Mongolia. Alex.
Out of the way, guys. Out of the way. Down, please. Down, thank you. He's so quick. You don't have time to. Steady. You don't have time to. You alive.
What if you make it all the way down and you still have to grab the cheese? Oh, that guy's fucked. And he's trying to hide his fat gut. I feel so bad for that dude. I know exactly what he's going through. Have you ever been hurt as a fat guy? Look. Oh, it's so awful. Oh, I know his pain so fucking privately and fucking personally. There's nothing worse. There's nothing worse than when you fall down as a fat dude and you just want to be hurt, but you know your fucking G is swanging. SWANG, SWANGIN'. Oh, so terrible. So did we come to any type of a conclusion on what is the best way to go about competing in that sport? It looked to me there was a second dip. So if you could run for as long as you can, then if you have to tumble, then try to recalibrate, comport yourself with greater efficiency, get back up, And then if you get down to the very end, like do a little baseball slide, but I bet that shit just goes out the fucking door. Oh boy. It's like interviewing someone after a motorcycle crash. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. The internal bleeding aspect of it's interesting too, Nathan. I guess maybe the broken ribs. How many broken ribs do you think they average during that event? Stephen Road, Orange Boys, baby, represent 1999. Thank you so much. Are there any large hills at Fairwinds? I think that actually would help you, Steven. Even you don't think that if you got 6 or 7 Atlantico Amigos into that gut of yours, that wouldn't help you get all loosey-goosey? I think the looser you can get before you try some bullshit like that, the better off you're going to be. I don't think there is, Steven. And no fucking indoor pool either. Don't you be coming. And I don't want to see anybody bring any Bogart, bootleg, third-party indoor pools to Fairwinds on Saturday. This Saturday, by the way. There it is. This Saturday. You're just tuning in. Make sure your dumb ass is out there. Steven, are you going to be there? You better be there. I don't care how far you got to travel. You live in Texas? Where do you live? If you're going to play in Texas, you got to have a fiddle in the band and bring your fiddle with you to Winds Brewing. Doors at noon. Show stuff at 1. If you want a mug, you better line the fuck up. There's only 50 mugs. I guarantee there's going to be more than 50 people there. Or as the boss man would say, I guarantee. I don't know why he said it like that, but he was certainly very confident about it. Thank you, Stephen Rowe, for the 1999 Super Chat. You know what you get for that? You get the big man dance.
Oh, yeah. What the fuck is going on?
For $20, you get the big man dance. Not everybody gets that level of a response, but you do, my friend. All right. Well, those are the cheese people. Cheese people rule the world. That's what I've always said. I told you there is a Jurassic World Rebirth update. We have been covering this movie on YouSchoode with Chaddukes. Looks to be a fucking abomination. I think many of you know I'm a gigantic Jurassic Park fan. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. They do a fantastic job in that movie of storytelling, building characters, special effects, lighting, action sequences. There really is. They spared no expense. I know it sounds like a cliche at this point, but they spared no expense in that original Jurassic Park. I don't hate Jurassic Park 2, The Lost World. It's got a lot of problems. A lot of problems. I don't despise Jurassic Park 3. There's fun parts in it. Also, Sam Neill is back. I love Sam Neill. But that first one was, I mean, that certainly was lightning in a bottle. And then everything Jurassic World has ever done has just been an absolute embarrassment. And I wish it didn't exist. And I hate that when they put out popcorn buckets and merch at Universal and all that shit. I hate that they fucking everything is Jurassic World. Like, I don't want that logo. I want the Jurassic Park logo. Well, they got a new movie coming out, and of course, they're doing the bit that we all love so much, in that they are not just relying on dinosaurs to sell tickets, even though dinosaurs are look at all those deals at LL Bean. I might have to sign up. Dinosaurs are the number one draw, and everybody loves them universally. Kids, adults, men, women. It's one of the few things that we can all agree on, but they know better when they make movies. This is the Distortus Rex. The Distortus Rex. It looks terrible. Of course, this is not a real dinosaur. We're dealing with another genetic engineering evil corporation plots, which has, of course, been beaten to death. There are no new ideas. We have been threatened with they're going to take velociraptors and use them for military actions and use them to drop them behind enemy lines and create unrest or what have you. How about a movie about that? No, we're going to another island and the dinosaurs have gotten loose, but they're not dinosaurs anymore. They're whatever the fuck this thing is. Let's take a look. It's in a book. Oh, looky there. oh, looky there. It's the waterhead Cloverfield monster combined with what appears to be a narwhal, or yes, Stephen Rowe, a beluga whale. What in the shit are we going for here? What kid would want this toy? Here's his spurging out action. Of course, we all know dinosaurs that look like dolphins, just like this one. Then you can grab his asshole and he can headbang up and down. There's his stupid head. So apparently this is the big bad in the new Jurassic Park movie, which all of you are going to go see, and I am not. So we'll stay on the beat for as long as we have to. But yes, you'll be looking forward to seeing just an absolutely terrifying monster that you will keep you up at night. The Distortus Rex by Mattel, because that's really what it's all about, right? Let's just sell as many action figures as we possibly can. Movie quality be damned. All right. I think we've seen enough Livy Dunn, right? I'm gonna close that out. No good could come of just sitting around watching Livy Dunn with you fucking animals. This is what I was talking about with E to the Rock earlier. And I'm not the biggest fan of Canada. They seem a little wacky up there, but I can't say this is a terrible idea. And if they're the ones that are kind of spearheading this, well, then bully to our maple syrup drinking brethren to the north. And I say that so they don't come at me with a hockey stick or some bullshit. But Adulting 101. I don't know if you guys remember what it was like to be in high school, but I don't remember learning anything that I've ever used. I could be wrong. I like having a rudimentary knowledge of American history, of the Civil War. Trying to think. When I went to Northern Virginia Community College, I took a couple of world history classes. I liked learning about columns and the Romans and the Mongols. And, I like learning about that stuff, but I don't use any of it in this job for the most part. Can't think of a job I would. Math is absolutely useless if you're going to have a normal job. If you're going to be an engineer or chemist or something like that, yeah, you need all that stuff. But I don't remember learning a lot of things in high school that I would say that I still, after learning how to read, learning how to count, basic things like that. I mean, there was some socialization that probably was very, very necessary. It's why, I understand why you would want to homeschool, but I don't know how you don't raise a weirdo, because probably the most important thing you were learning while going to high school was how to deal with dickheads, other people your age, dealing with being told what to do. There's just lessons that you learn from interacting with other shitheads your own age. So I don't want to discount that. But I certainly didn't learn to balance a checkbook. I certainly didn't learn how to change the oil in my car. I didn't learn how to fix a toilet. I didn't learn how to turn off a circuit breaker. Let's go down the list. Certainly didn't learn how to care for a child. What else? Didn't learn CPR. Like anything like that, you would have to go and take additional trainings for. So when I saw this, it made me feel like things might be a little bit better. They spend a lot of, let's play this and then we'll react to it. I'll just preface it by saying they spent a lot of time shitting on Gen Z. Unlike the rest of you, I am not nearly as hung up on, well, what do the Gen Xers say? And then what do the millennials say? And what about the boomers? And what about, I don't give a fuck. Like, we all have to kind of coexist in the same world. We're all alive at the same time right now. So acting like this group of people should not have to know what the War of 1812 is, but this group of people, it doesn't hold water to me. You find this a lot when it comes to movies. I always say this whenever talking about movies on the show, is that I've met a lot of young people that believe that cinema began when they were born. And I was never like that. Like, I always was watching movies. Like, most of my favorite movies were created when I was either too young to watch them or before I was alive. So I've never kind of operated that way, even though it appears like most people have. But they have a way to turn Gen Zers into adults, apparently in Canada.
Good morning, everybody. Had a teacher back in middle school, home ec.
Yeah.
Remember this? Or I almost did. The school cut the class right before the
Do we think this guy is wearing makeup? Is there any way to tell?
semester
You
started.
missed out, Andy.
This is why I'm like this.
How the fuck are you going to have that haircut in Los Angeles? You know how fucking hot it is in Los Angeles? Look how much hair this dude has. My man's got a feathered haircut in Los Angeles. You're wearing a hair helmet around. It's 100 degrees every single day in the summer. It's 85 in the fall and winter. Man, that's a lot of hair. Maybe that's just a fat guy thing. The second it ticks above 80 degrees, my wife has to knock the fucking clippers out of my hand. Don't you shave your head again. You look like Private Pile. You're too big to not have. She doesn't say it like that, but that's what she's saying in her Bart of Barts. I can, I'm able to interpret what women think. I just want all hair away from my head the second the temperature gets uncomfortable. And my man out here is wearing a Cincinnati Bengals helmet.
Yeah. While I was thankful, I didn't have to ruin a souffle in front of all of my classmates. The side effect is, well, we are all very dumb. Gen Z has it even worse than me. So much so that they're seeking out classes for how to be a functional adult, and they're turning to Canada.
How in the fuck are you worse off if you are seeking out classes to try to do better? I'm all about mocking young people. They're the worst. I hate them. I'd like to not be around them. But if you've got young people that realize, I don't know what I'm doing, I can't adult, and they're looking for some resources to help them improve that situation, is that something they should be fucking mocked for? I don't think so. I wish more people were inclined to acknowledge, I'm not good at this. I need help. Let me seek out somebody that knows more than I do. I should be better at that, but we all should be. I don't know if that is the moment where you should be trying out your fucking improv skills, hairy helmet hair.
Of
There
all
you go.
places.
Oh, boy. We know how to function.
What
do I
do? This pot is on fire.
Yeah.
Help.
I love this B-roll. Again, I'm not sure if it's AI or not. I can't look at anything anymore and be like, I was watching commercials yesterday, as you do.
Yeah.
And I was like, is that real or is that not? This is like when that starts to get to you. Anyway.
The irony of this gentleman saying, I can't tell if it's AI or not. You can't tell if it's AI or not. Let's go back to the set.
Home ec.
Yeah.
Remember, had a teacher back in middle school.
Is there any way on earth you would be surprised to find out this is AI? What looks more AI than these cardboard cutouts of real human beings? The irony of that sentiment. Oh, AI is freaking me out. I can't tell what it is. Yeah, you.
Yeah. And I was like, is that real or is that not? This is like when that starts to get to you. Anyway.
They're real. You just have to calm down.
Okay.
It's not
I mean,
all AI.
honestly, sewing a button is I never quite mastered that.
Yeah,
myself.
you're right. But Canadian colleges now offering online courses.
I can write a check.
They're calling it Adulting 101, teaching the basics of life from cooking to time management to writing a check, the things that you would need to survive in 1994. It's so funny that
the mocking of this is insane to me. Like, thank God. I'm 46. I would have killed for this. I would have killed for somebody to be able to provide this at my school. This is something worthwhile. This isn't a waste of our fucking time. This isn't getting a bachelor in theology or poetry or political science or any of the other bullshit that we waste thousands of dollars on in college. What are you making fun of, you fuck? Nobody's dad sticks around. And if they do, they're soy boys. They don't know shit. They can't teach them how to do anything. The shit that we look to the government for, we look to the government for everything. This is good. Now you're not going to have dudes calling 911 if they get a flat tire. I wish my dad would have taught me this shit. You know what my dad taught me? He was annoyed by me. That's what my dad taught me, that I was a pain in the ass, so he wasn't going to go through it. It's fine. I don't blame him. I was a piece of shit when I was that age. Not much better now, except I pay taxes. Except I contribute to society. I'm a part of my environment. I take my fucking shopping cart back at the grocery store. I do the basics. I'll hold the door for an old lady. Help you carry your trash out. I don't fucking know. I recycle. I guarantee I give more back to the world than the old man does at this point. The point being is back when I would like to have been taught all this shit so I would have had it now and I didn't have to learn the hard way or worse yet, never learn it. I still can't stain a deck properly. I'm out there trying to cut a fucking charcuterie board. It looks like a chimpanzee's doing it with their feet. My sanding stinks. What's the difference between stain and varnish? Don't know. Wish my dad loved me. Holy shit. Do you know how useful this shit is? Especially to someone in that age demographic. What are we talking about? Early on in college, right out of high school? How about we teach the shit in high school? How about we make it mandatory? You must know how to change a flat tire by the time you leave this school. You must know what a piston chamber is. You must know what the spark plugs are for. I know there was auto shop. It was an elective. Nathan Farley says, I overdrafted my checking account so many times. TurboTaxes was the only thing helping me in that area. That's a computer program you have to buy. I might throw up. I'm all for mocking these shithead young people that don't know anything and look at their phones all day. But now we're mocking the ones that are trying to get better and trying to learn. And there's an establishment that's attempting to that's actually doing something that isn't just bitching and moaning and complaining and asking for free shit. The fuck out of here.
That they can't do basic tasks, Gen Z, but they have so much to say about everything else. You know, like culture, society, politics. They've got 400 opinions about late stage capitalism, but can't fill out a W-2.
Now here's where we get lockstep. Here's where me and Harry Hat Helmet are lock fucking step. You can have opinions if you're young. That's the time for you to be full of piss and vinegar and fire and brimstone, and we're marching and we're protesting and we're doing all this shit. You got zero life experience. You have never fucking pushed your car up a hill because you ran out of gas. You never passed out in front of Club Buzz in DC and been ripped off by a crackhead. Hello. You never drank so much Captain Morgan. You pass out and threw up in your sleep in your friend Ryan's house, and he's pissed at you, won't talk to you for 6 weeks because he had to clean up your puke because his parents were coming home the next day. You got to live through some shit. This part of the argument, yes. Yes. You guys don't know how to do shit, and you won't shut the fuck up online. Steven Rose says, just like children at breweries, this ain't a kid problem, it's a parent problem. Yeah. Elon, while you're there just screaming at people to have children, perhaps the message should be the people that already have children should put the headphones in the fucking iPad while they're out for the suppers. They shouldn't be bringing their kids to the breweries, right? They shouldn't be allowing their kids to run around the bar like the group of pikeys that I fucking saw up at the Old Shabine this weekend were attempting to do. Nichols says, this dude has white highlights. What a tool bag. Does he have white highlights? Are these gray or white? Is that intentional?
Oh.
You ever watch an influencer look at a completely normal thing and be like, wait, guys, why am I actually scared right now? I'm like scared right now. What is this? One expert blames more kids living at home for delaying their independence. Home ec classes were cut in America starting in the 1960s, but thankfully there's always check.
Okay, don't we need to put a...
All right, before we get to this broad, who I think makes a pretty decent point, I think Corolla's been making this point for 2 decades plus, so I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm treading on any new territory. But the 2 classes that should go back tomorrow into the high school curriculum, some sort of physical education, I know a lot of places that drop that. You got to have PE. Get these fat fucks moving around. I know everyone's got a doctor's note now. Everybody's got anxiety. I mean, there's different parameters you have to operate under than I did when I was in high school. But I remember being told, wow, they used to be able to come out here and they used to be able to shoot rifles. Like they taught marksmanship in high school. They taught firearm safety in high school. That's incredibly useful. Whether you're pro-gun or anti-gun, knowing how they work if you come across one is a very healthy thing, coming from a place of knowledge and confidence and safety. Does this firearm have a trigger? Does this firearm have a mag release? Does it have a mag stop? Are the rounds chambered? Where's the slide stop? How do I tell if this thing's open? How do I tell if it's shut? Loaded, not loaded? That would have been great to learn. I remember learning archery when I was in high school. I've never stumbled across a bow and arrow in my fucking life. Been around a lot of guns. A lot of guns right around here. That's a very useful thing to learn. But before you even get to that, let's make these shitheads run for 15 minutes every single day. The schools have to provide breakfast and lunch, but absolutely no form of physical education. And then on top of that, the home ec stuff is even more important. And I'm not saying just for women. Teach a motherfucker how to make a casserole. Teach us dudes, so when we're in our 20s and we're single and we don't know shit, we're not eating beefaroni for 3 meals a day. You know, teach somebody how to turn a fucking boneless, skinless chicken breast into something you can eat without puking. Holy shit. How much more useful would that have been in my life than calculus? Suck my fucking dick, calculus. Genevieve L, $5. Thank you so much for the super chat. I wish I could have taken a woodshop class, but you can't offer that in an all-girls school. Stupid. That is fucking stupid. That's stupid. That's dumb. I put a little stock in traditional roles and identity between males and females. I think there's some validity there. But there's wood shops should be in every single school in America. All of them. Teach kids not to take their fucking hands off, their finchers off, the first time they put their hands on a circular saw. Yeah, that is stupid. But either way, Genevieve, I get butt-sized for super chat.
I'm butt-sized.
Thank you for stopping the super chat drought that we have going on around here. Hit the like button. If there's only 35 of you watching live, that's fine. I'm going to do the same quality show as if there are 3,000 watching. But I better see all 35 of you hitting a goddamn like button. I better see it. Organizations like the Boy Scouts used to supplement knowledge, and then they cucked to the Boy Scouts. You mean the Girl Scouts? Yeah, I did hear that the Boy Scouts are now the Scouts, and they're letting girls in. And I'm confused by that because what do the Girl Scouts do? Do we still have Girl Scouts? Like, why are we letting girls into Boy Scouts and not vice versa? It's kind of like there's all these transgender men that are transitioning into women competing in sports. None of that goes back the other way. I just need it explained to me. Like, why do the Boy Scouts have to accept boys, but the Girl Scouts don't? Maybe they do. I know the Girl Scout cookies kick the shit out of anything the Boy Scouts sell. The popcorn the Boy Scouts sell is okay at best. Usually pretty stale. Eat to the Rock back in the chat. I don't know how many younger women who even know how to cook anymore. It's all guys cooking. Yeah, everyone should know how to cook. Everyone should know how to cook. At least a bare minimum amount of cooking. I wish I knew how to cook better than I do. Every time I do anything, I got to teach it to myself, and I'm a terrible teacher. YouTube is a terrible teacher. They try to make everything look neat and succinct. You get frustrated when your shit doesn't look like that. Yeah. Hey, man, It is, ladies. I have to say though, I say this on basically every show I do. I can't tell you how rewarding it is when a woman cooks for you. It's so complimentary. It's the greatest gift I can possibly have. My wife and I have been together for, I think 20 years this year. Been together 20 years, and I tell her, you don't need to buy me anything physically. Really, you don't. If I come home and there's a roast, there's pot roast, there's chicken something. The house smells like it. It's ready to go when I walk in from slaying the fucking dragon. That is the greatest gift you can give me. Please save your money. Invest in a slow cooker. Nathan, Harley. Wait, you like super chats over here? Does this make you feel better? Oh, boy. I'd say it makes me feel better. Not great. But it is a $10 super chat, so we will tell the greatest story that's ever been told. It's not the never-ending story, but in my opinion, $10 buys you a rendition of the favorite story of all the times, at least in my humble opinion.
All right, we're here at Plaza Azteca, the Outer Banks. And, hey, man, this is the spot where it happened, correct?
Yep. I had some Pacificos, and I got a little bubbly.
What does that mean?
My stomach was churning, and I walked outside, and projectile vomited right next to this car here. And
Jim was loogieing over there.
Jim's fat right here.
All right, well, let's reenact it real quick. So, Brian will play the role of the girl having her quinceañera.
Okay, sounds good.
Oh my gosh, I'm just here having my quinceañera at Plaza Azteca. What is the man with no eyelids doing?
It's fucking great, man.
I mean, that's definitely worth $10. I got to say, it's probably the best $10 Nathan's ever spent. Stephen Rowe, $4.99. Shake and bake. Don't discount shake and bake, motherfucker. Ladies, make your man shake and bake. And if he shits on it in any way, shape, or form, get the fuck out. Find you a man that'll appreciate shake and bake and rice-a-roni. I like nice meals, too. I like quality meals. I like a nice piece of dead cow. I like some grilled asparagus. I like some gnocchi. But hot shake and bake with some rice-a-roni, a little hot sauce, you ain't going to do much better than that. Sage-like advice, Stephen Rowe. Sage-like advice. All right, let's finish up with this white-haired weirdo. I think this lady's about to make a good point. One that doesn't get made enough.
Thankfully, there's always chat.
Okay, don't we need to put a little blame on the parents of this generation to a degree?
But I think they're onto something. I think there should be some base. People graduate sometimes with advanced degrees and don't know how to cook an omelet.
No, you're right. I mean, and I think that it was probably well-meaning, I guess, canceling all the home ec classes back then for some reason. But, truly, if you don't have a parent to do it and you don't learn it at school, you just won't learn it.
You need to learn how to feed yourself.
Right. Yes.
Clean your house, clean your clothes.
If you ever want a partner, you also need to know how to do very basic things like laundry or make breakfast.
And that doesn't mean bringing the laundry home.
Right.
I'll be back at 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Now, who here could change a tire if need be?
Oh, I've done it. I have. We've all done it.
Oh,
come on.
I'm looking to change a tire. I'm driving down Sunset, being like, where?
Right.
Let me
I gotta
show off, baby.
Let me put a fan belt on.
Yeah.
Let's
go. Ugh. Iraq, how does local news still exist? I mean, how is that operating in the same universe as Mobland? How is local news technically in the same phylum as Dune 2? Somebody explain it to me. How does anyone get their news from those jive turkeys? Of course, it's the parents' fucking fault. And let me throw a little fucking credit Mamo's way. I don't know how many of you know about my relationship with my mom. You don't need to. It ain't the best. But the bitch fucking worked 8 jobs after she divorced my horrible father to pay the bills. It doesn't leave a lot of time for her to teach us how to what. First of all, my dad's not teaching us all the men shit. And the women she don't know how to cook. She don't clean. She works. Generally, the person that's working the 4 jobs, they come home and somebody else is cooking and cleaning for them. That's the way it should be. She didn't have time to teach us any of that shit. So yeah, sign me up for a fucking class that will actually teach a man to fish instead of just handing him a fish. Some straight Jesus shit. Whoa. All right. This is fantastic. I can't even explain to you how much I love this new YouTube channel. YouTube is fairly insufferable in a lot of ways, but one of the parts that I do love about it is they can drill down so specifically on a topic that they're able to really just, you can blow up the outside world and focus primarily on the thing that you enjoy. We only have 63 likes. We don't get 100 likes by the end of this episode. I might eat a cheesesteak. You guys know how bad that is for me. You know how little I need a cheesesteak? Saturated fats, trans fats, carbohydrates, all of it, oil, sugar in the bread. That'd be terrible for me. We have 63 likes. We can't get to 100 likes by the end of this episode. I'm going to get a cheesesteak, and it's not even going to be a chicken cheesesteak. It's going to be a Wit Whiz. Yeah, work in a restaurant. You learn. Everybody on earth should work in a restaurant serving tables at least once in their life, and they should work at a fast food place. You'll learn a lot about everything in those places. All right, this is a YouTube channel called Wavy Boats. Wavy Boats is the name of this YouTube channel. The home of the haul over boat. There is an inlet in Florida called Haul Over Inlet. This channel began covering it in 2018. They started covering other places. It's about boating life, I think. But what they're most known for is dumbasses driving boats and the way they act. This video channel, Wavy Boats, has 1.59 million subscribers. They have 794 videos. And what they do is they film this fucking canal and they film the way these boat owners act in the canal. And that sounds simple, and it is. But the results are incredibly entertaining. And I don't know how many of you are up on this community, but basically, nobody that owns a boat knows what the fuck they're doing. Or maybe not nobody, but very few of them. And I've romanticized owning a boat my whole life. I don't think I'd ever want to do it. Seems like an enormous amount of work. I do have a pool in my backyard. I hate it. I loathe it. Every time I look at it, I'm upset. If I'm not using it, I'm upset. If it's open and beautiful looking, I'm upset because nobody's coming over to use it, and I'm just paying for the chemicals and the pump and the power. It's just the chiseling side of me. It regrets ever. It was very expensive to put in. Don't ever put a pool in. Don't ever do it. I can't recommend it enough. And I felt about a pool before I did it the way I feel about a boat now. Like right now, I feel like I'd love to have a boat. Like even if it's just a pontoon boat, go out on the water, cruise, maybe a little fishing. More importantly, drink some yellow cans, get a little sun, listen to some tunes, jump off the back into the water, take a piss. Sounds fucking fabulous until it's a reality. And one thing that's helped kind of snapped me out of the malaise of ever thinking that it's responsible of owning a boat is this YouTube channel called Wavy Boats. So give them a subscription. This is from 2022. There's many of these videos of just people exiting this canal in their boat. Okay. Spoiler alert, because from this picture, what a screenshot. Kevin Smith, we need a screenshot. This looks bad, right? There's a bunch of kids in front of that boat. They put the children in the front of the boat, as they always do. Whoa, that's too much face. Holy shit. I apologize. I'm going to put myself in timeout for that. Hi. This looks bad. And the part about it that's tough is like Dado is feeling good about himself, right? Dado's got the boat out. It's got the roof. He's got the bitches in the back. Puts the kids up front. Don't worry, kids. Dad knows how to drive the boat. Everything's going to be fine. The part that's great is I don't know if the women are screaming just because of the motion of the ocean or if they see the absolute beating the kids are taking up front. Women will just scream for nothing. I mean, my wife screams if she sees brake lights 3 miles up the road. We all know the trope. You're driving in the car. They all do it. They all want you to wreck your car. They're all terrified of their own shadow when you're in the automobile. So I don't know if this is just standard operating procedure, terrified women shtick, or if they see the fact that these kids are getting the shit kicked out of them by Point Pleasant Canal. That one kid's having a rough go of it, ain't he? Oh, that's not good. Oh, there's the cops. Can you imagine how emasculating it has to be to call the cops over and say, please come save my family? I am confidently stupid. Can you imagine what that must feel like? This guy's worked himself up to a spot in his life. He's got a family. He's got a beautiful family. They live in Florida. They're on a canal. They got a boat. They're taking the boat out. There's hardly any tsunamis in this canal, and yet he still manages to sink the fucking boat. I don't know a lot about boats. If anybody is familiar with boats in the chat, how the fuck did this happen? I mean, this water is slightly tumultuous. I'll give him that. How do we get to this point? It's going down. Hey, dump your beer out, bitch. Cops are coming. That's my favorite part is like she's got to dump out her Michelob Ultra because 5-0 has got to come rescue them from her husband. Oh, it's the best. I just come to realize I don't understand boats. Like, how is this boat half sunk? Like, the back portion of the boat seems perfectly fine. Clearly, they've taken on water. Are there not pumps? Could you not just pump out the bow of the boat and you'd be fine? How do you, what is the resuscitation process here? Pump it out, Chief. As I'm pumping the locker up front. You'll find shark equipment you have there, Mr. Hooper. Not what fun that shark might do. Might eat it, I suppose. I saw one eat a rocking chair one time. Now dump out your Michelob Ultra, bitch. Oh, it's so embarrassing. Break out the life jackets. Daddy's stupid. Daddy doesn't know what he's doing. Oh, look at that other boat just leaving. Oh, no. Look at that other boat. They're going to go out and catch striper. We haven't seen nothing yet. We'll be back in before you know it. Oh. Have a case of apricot brandy for me when I get back and tie me a sheep shank. That other boat is completely cucking this boat, and they don't even have any idea that they've done it. All the humanity. Oh, no, he lost his cooler. Oh, it's looking worse. I mean, what are the cops going to do? Outriding in these conditions is very risky. Okay, so it's because the kids are up there. Look at these other boats having no trouble at all. Oh. I mean, they're going down. They were rescued by the state police. Holy shit. That one woman's laughing. You see that one woman that drove by? So this is apparently what this whole area is known for. You see, this fucking boat is almost underwater. They are blaming a boat that is in front of them for going too fast. This guy is, I like to call him Steven Spurg. He kirks out in a way. I guess everybody that boats in this little canal likes to scream at everybody else to slow the fuck down. Like the battle cry of Point Pleasant Canal is slow the fuck down. To the extent that this YouTube channel, that's what their merch says. It says Wavy TV or whatever the fuck it is, slow the fuck down. So this is a primary example of that. I am wondering how this happened. New Jersey. No wake zone stretch. This boat was going too fast and left a nasty standing wave. Oh my God! Can you imagine living in New Jersey? Can you imagine somebody screaming at you like that? I would gun the fucking motor so fast. And then that scream in the middle of it, the overdramatic, oh my God. I have to hear that again. Oh, it just, I don't, look, they might be right. Like this family might be correct and that other boat might be putting hundreds of people in jeopardy, but their reaction is so obnoxious that I'm rooting for drownings, mass drownings. Does this boat look like it's going fast? Oh my God! Guy thinks he's John Barenthal. Yes, it was an overreaction. And I don't know why somebody on his boat isn't grabbing him and saying, I'd rather drown than have you act this way. I'd rather go down and meet Davy Jones and put my hand in his than have you histrionically fucking kirking out at the bow of my ship the way that you are. That preteen voice, all of it sends shivers up my spine. Oh my God. Just fucking chill. Look, everything's fine. So if you keep watching these videos, a lot of them just seem to be people screaming, slow the fuck down back and forth. at each other. It seems to be a majority of the content. Oh, boy. And to think that men must risk life and limb to sail around the southern tip of America for fortune and glory. Right? I mean, can you fucking imagine if these guys were privateers in the Revolutionary War? Going out there to sack the fucking mighty British Royal Navy? You think they would just get out on the bow of the ship and scream, slow down at a Spanish man-o'-war? It wouldn't fly, I tell you. They're bow riding again. Uh-oh. That's just good, clean American fun. I've been in a boat that did that. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, that's part of the reason you go in a boat is for that shit. Yeah, that's not too bad. All right, this one's fun. This guy gives it up. He turns around. He's like, fuck this. Here's what Dad did wrong. Loaded the boat up with yentas. Several boats. Yep. Slow the fuck down. Oh, bitch, please tell me to slow down in that bikini. Please tell me to slow my boat down. We will fucking ramp off the back of your boat into oblivion. I will risk it all. Can you imagine? Oh, I got fucking issues. I got to go to a shrink. I mean, I got all kinds of mom issues. That woman standing up and acting like she's Sheriff Roscoe P. Coltrane. Somebody ought to be telling her to slow down at the buffet. Hey, bitch, slow down at the Golden Corral. We wouldn't be in this situation. Why are you telling someone behind you to slow down? What are they doing to affect you? Also, I want to see your boating license. Have you passed basic seamanship? Tie me a sheep shank. We keep getting back to tying a sheep shank. That'll bring all the tourists back. I don't want no mates. I don't want no overnight woman screaming in my ear. Got too many captains on this island. Oh, look at this. This can't be. Nichols just sent $10. Quite a few nickels. My first ever super chats. Well, I'll tell you what. That is absolutely a reason for celebration. And I tell you what, Nichols, I'm going to give you the best thing that I have. I'm going to give you Sweet Daddy Jim Jester. That's right. I call him the motion of the ocean. Dancing to the greatest song that you've ever heard, Atlantico Amigos. $10, you've earned it, my friend.
Vamonos, Atlantico Amigos, Golden Cerveza gonna heal your soul. Let's go! Atlantico Amigos, Mexican vibes on a Carolina shore. Those salty fair winds blowing through your hair. Barrel of cheese balls, Adirondack chair. 8 or 9 blue cans of that frothy stuff. Boat on the lake, man, I can't get enough. Vamonos, Atlantico Amigos, Golden Cerveza gonna heal your soul. Let's go! Atlantico Amigos, Mexican vibes on a Carolina shore.
Hola, señor.
made for everyone. Middle of the day, drinking in the sun. Tell that boss man he can kick them rocks. Got no time for the dry land, I'm jumping off the dock. Vamanos, Atlantico amigos, golden cerveza gonna heal your soul. Let's go, Atlantico amigos, Mexican vibes on a Carolina shore.
Hola, señor.
That's right, baby. Your first ever super chat. You get the best of the best. Thank you, Nichols. Very, very kind of you. And make sure you hit that like button. And after you sent that super chat, you should double up, triple up. Come on out this Saturday. Experience it in person. Atlantico Amigos, Mexican Lager, Winds Brewing, chaddukesshow collabo. Kicks off at noon. Get there, get a seat, get in line, get your beers. They're going to be pouring as soon as they're open. You get yourself Atlantico Amigos shirt. We'll have all of the Chaddukes shit on sale at 1 p.m. We'll have a merch table over there in the performance room. Come on out and enjoy yourself some Atlantico Amigos and the vibe and the chi and the quan that we bring. The kids talk about aura. It's going to be a bunch of horrors out there. Yeah. Anyway, that's Wavy. What did I say it was? Wavy TV? Which one is that? It's unminimized. Wavy Boats. Wavy Boats is the place to be because they got what it takes to rock the mic right. Let's see if I can find this this bit for you here. Do they have a website? Wavy Boats Instagram. Okay, there it is. Now let's see if we can find this shirt that I was telling you about. YouTube channel. Yeah, you can't find it. You'll just have to take my word for it. They have a shirt that says slow the fuck down because apparently that's what everybody screams and hollers and yells when they're in that neck of the woods. So we talked this week on the show, on the Chaddukes show, about the Bill Belichick. Is he dating Jennifer Hudson? I never know her name. Jordan Hudson. And this dude, Pablo Torre, is the guy that's kind of been tormenting them down in North Carolina. And he's been reporting on the fact that that Jordan Hudson, Bill Belichick's 23, 24, 25, whatever she is, your girlfriend, she's the one that pulled the plug on the Hard Knocks deal. He's standing by his report that she's been asked to not be around the University of North Carolina. They put out a release that said something to the effect that that was not true. But he did a sit-down interview, an extended conversation with Pro Football Talk. I have that here. It's kind of annoying. Some of it is some good information. Well, let me show you that first. Let's just get a taste of what that conversation looked like, and maybe we can figure out why everybody seems to be so upset.
And the biggest story on PFT for the month of May, most trafficked, most viewed, was the story based on your reporting that Jordan Hudson had been banned, your word, banned from the North Carolina facility. And
a couple of things right here at the start. One, I don't know what type of filter that Pablo is using for his fucking face, but Jesus Christ. Those are Paul Heyman, Lady Gaga, Bronson. What's the dude's name? Brick Bronson. What's the big motherfucker's name that's Seth Rollins heavy now? They all got some hella self-tanner going on. Pablo Torre's got to click back that StreamYard filter a couple notches. And let's also be very fair. People click on this fucking story. Like, I find this story irritating as shit, but I've talked about it. It's interesting to people. So all of the people that are claiming, I don't care about Bill Belichick and his young girlfriend, okay, but the metrics, as Florio points out here, would say otherwise. We tend to bullshit a lot about what we're interested in. We certainly don't want to admit that we're interested in something like this, I think is fair to say. But let's just get a little taste of this, and then I'll show you the response on X that kind of jumped out at me.
Terror alert scale of banning. I probably was a bit flippant in my certainly benefit from this or not. I gave them just enough of a shaft of daylight to include in that sandwich in which most of the layers are confirming what I've said.
It's talking about UNC's press release.
You might see her one day here, and doesn't that mean that this reporter is effectively incorrect? I will just then briefly give the postscript, which is that Bill Belichick, very uncoincidentally, under the guidance of a new PR person, Brandon Faber, who you've covered on your site as well, is saying stuff explicitly to ESPN, to Ryan Clark, to Michael Strahan. She's off to the side. That's a personal relationship, not personal and professional. Certainly not the person who was CC'd on every single email, according to public records requests, by the University of North Carolina at the request of Bill Belichick. Not the person who's on the field, not the person who was guiding his thinking about how he is operating and moving with his branding. By the way, to add a bit of just a wrinkle here, right? CBS Sunday Morning, they initially said, and this is something that I did not put in the episode, but I have reported, they wanted to do that thing that blew up with the navy sweater with the holes in it and the matching navy sweatshirt she was wearing. They wanted to do that at Chapel Hill. They wanted to do it at Carolina. And Jordan Hudson was the one who said, no, we have that for something else. So already she's affecting, wait a minute, the marketing, one of the biggest platforms to market the football team. And then, of course, getting to Hard Knocks, right? They're supposed to do that. And Jordan Hudson, as you've chronicled extensively, is responsible for that blowing up too. And so the whole idea of she's off to the side, she was never involved. I've seen enough reporters, Mike, who love to suck up the coaches, who are like, look, the Jordan Hudson story was wildly exaggerated from the start. And all I can tell them is that you guys got to do some reporting if you think that that's plausible.
Okay. Might have a good point there. Probably not plausible to think that she doesn't have any involvement whatsoever. She's probably integrally involved. Couple of things. One, is it somewhat ironic that this is on Pro Football Talk? I mean, say what you want about Jemele Hill. People get mad at Jemele Hill because of her politics, right? Specifically, lots of sports fans. Jemele Hill left the realm of sports and now talks about whatever she likes. A lot of people have done that. Clay Travis kind of walks in both worlds, but he's kind of left the realm of sports for the most part, does a lot of political speaking. If you're going to run Pro Football Talk, I don't know that talking about Bill Belichick's girlfriend meddling in the affairs of UNC is necessarily that. Now, it's the off season. He's one of the greatest to ever do it. There's, some blurry fucking area in between there. But I wonder, because this is popular, and I proposed this when the NFL was bending the knee to Taylor Swift, when they were over the moon with how many Swifties were fucking showing up on the television broadcasts. They would look at their social media algorithms. They would look at their numbers and say, oh my God, look at these numbers. They're through the roof. And I know that that's very motivating, but how many of them are going to stick around? How many of them are going to become paying customers? How many of them are going to buy season tickets? Very few. So you're somewhat cutting off your nose to spite your face to get this initial bump, and then you're pissing off all of your fucking fans. To wit that she gets booed out of the building when the Chiefs are on the road now. As you had this turn into a negative event every time Taylor Swift shows up for a majority of your fan base. Now, maybe they're not going anywhere. You don't care. The reason why I bring it up is that Pro Football Talk, which I read every day, they tweeted about this conversation. And this is only one metric, but it's always interesting when there is they call it ratioing. You put out something, very few likes, lots of responses. The responses are all extraordinarily negative. Let's take a look at this. This is the tweet and the video. Pablo Torre on how Bill Belichick Hudson drama affects UNC. And we can just go through some of these. Pablo Torre belongs on The View. No, it doesn't. You guys are just haters and you're jealous. I always think that's a fairly ignorant fucking response, but I do think there's a lot of people that are getting way into their emotions. They're feeling quite a bit when it comes to a 70-plus-year-old man dating a young hot chick. Women hate it, and men are jealous of it. I do think there's a lot of that. If estrogen was an image, that could be considered as criticism. Pro football talk about a college coach, leave it to someone else. Your constant fascination with it is weird, embarrassing. No, it doesn't. Does this guy have any friends to tell him this is really weird and he's doing way too much? Here's a good one. Great interview. You should have Torre on your show weekly for things other than Belichick. I agree with that. I thought Pablo Torre was really good at speaking into a microphone. Sounds like he's got an unhealthy attraction to one of them. No, it has no interest. Why sail this story? Pablo is the kind of talking head that ruined his ESPN. That's subjective. It's his way to get clicks, keep his name relevant, nothing more. Blah, blah, blah. I'd love to know if any of this has to do with pro football. These are overwhelmingly negative comments. So while I believe that Florio is correct, that most people probably are interested in this topic, whether or not they admit it or not. And you certainly can't go by just what people say on X. It is a piece of information. To me, it's like analytics in sports. Like, I don't completely dismiss analytics, and I don't hang my hat on them. It's a piece of information that I can incorporate into the larger whole. But I do believe that most sports fans that follow the NFL, follow college football, are already tired the fuck out of this story. And so the people that you're appealing to are people that ain't going to be there when the Tar Heels are buckling those chin straps and going on to play whatever irrelevant opponent they're going to play, where they will probably lose by 30 or 40. So that's it. Like, sure, you're appealing to more people. It's the most clicked on thing. Are those people going to be around when you need the other people that you're pissing the fuck off? I had to learn that lesson the hard way with publicly denouncing my Redskins fandom. I'm not saying that I would continue to fakely be a Commanders fan. I wouldn't do that. But there is an argument to be made that if I wanted to make a change like that, maybe it would have been better suited to keep it quiet, because I have so many people that relate to me because of my former fandom, and now they don't. They hate my guts. There's a lot of Commanders fans that hate my guts. I probably wouldn't change a thing, but it's at least a conversation that I could honestly have with myself. And I enjoy having conversations with myself. This one was almost a conversation with myself. I appreciate all 39 of you being here, but woof. Thank you to TJ Evans, Tom G, Ed Smelkowski, Stephen Rowe, Genevieve, Nathan Farley, and Nichols for the beautiful super chats. Remind you, we'll be back here on Friday night at 7. Looking forward to that. Solid Dudes will be in the building. And if you want to check the scroll at the bottom of the page, you can subscribe to the Chad Duke Show. There's all kinds of ways you can get more content. We would love to see you around more often. All right. I'm off to tape the FFS. I hope I see some of you Saturday out at Fair Winds. It's going to be a great time. If the good Lord is willing, the creeks don't rise. I will see you then, friendos. Until that time, let it rip, my turkeys. Enjoy this turkey verse of ours and roll out the trash can.
He's got star fruit in his pockets and bananas in his hair. Don't ever fuck with Fruity Dukes, not even on a dare. Fruity Dukes is coming, Fruity Dukes is here. Fruity Dukes rules the produce aisle and orange groves everywhere. Fruity Dukes has pineapple and Concord grapes in space. He enemas with ocean spray, cranberry juice in waves. Show juggling the nectarines while all the ladies talk. He's got starfruit in his pockets and bananas in his hair. Don't ever fuck with Fruity Dukes, not even on a dare. Fruity Dukes is coming, Fruity Dukes is here. Fruity Dukes rolls the produce aisle and orange groves everywhere. Fruity Dukes has pineapple and Concord grapes in spades. He enemas with ocean spray, cranberry juice in waves. Fruity Dukes is coming, Fruity Dukes is here. Fruity Dukes rolls the produce aisle and orange groves everywhere. Fruity Dukes has pineapple